What's up, y'all? This is Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. You can be an intellectual and still embrace body game. You can be intellectual and still embrace body game. Look, I'm gonna tell you what. Y'all remember I did that video last week talking about hold up, y'all. Hold up for a second. All right, back at you. Somebody pulled in right next to me. You know how people always pull in next to me. Anyway, when I was talking about the main reason many dudes don't embrace body game and stuff, and all I said was they haven't experienced it. That's all I said and stuff. But of course, I triggered somebody, and this particular somebody who I blocked. That's like the 5th incarnation they've been on my shit. Dude, I see right through you. So anyway, right? One of the things that a person argued was talking about how, the intellectual is smarter than that, that person who's physical and all of that. First of all, anybody use that shit, to me, don't understand just some basics. You can be as smart as possible. You can be intellectual, high IQ, and still be athletic, still be physical and shit. And I thought the shit was normal. I mean, dude, come on. I saw this back in high school. The football players and the basketball players are serious jocks. Shoot, a significant amount of them either did very well, because first of all, you had to have a C just to stay in the damn school. Like A, B students, they were National Honor Society. That was like normal and shit. Got to college and stuff, shoot. Most of the students had played most of the male students in a very tough school had played some type of sport in high school, and was like the intramural program was there. And just because you hit the gym or something didn't mean that you couldn't be smart as well. That was St. Joseph's University in Philadelphia. The hawk will never die, right? And I remember in particular, because people be thinking, wow, these dudes are smart, these dudes are smarter. Well, so are the dudes who, some people would even call a Chad or even Tyrone. I'm like, whatever. Like back in college, I remember some sweet mates I was playing intramural football with, man. And we had this pre-med, because 3 of them were pre-med. So they named the team after something on the chemistry chart. We were called Laffinide Series. But we were fucking some people up. Like 3 of the biggest dudes on the team are now doctors. Oh man, highly intelligent. Another shoot. Our best cornerback, he a CPA now. Shit. And all these guys were doing something, and that was most of the school, man. He had to be physical and stuff. In fact, when you talk about high schools and stuff, going back to that, if you look at prep schools, students have to be not just smart, but they got to play a sport. In most of them. I'm sure there might be an exception somewhere, but I'm gonna say from what I seen last time I paid attention to it, most of them had to play some type of sport, had to be in some physical shape or something. And indeed, if you're talking about higher education, if you talk about the U.S. military academies and stuff, you have to play a sport. So you got to be smart just to get in, and then play a sport or something. You still got to be physical and stuff. And indeed, even in a professional world, you got a lot of people in some professions and stuff. Yeah, you got some people who might not be athletic or physical, but you also got plenty who are. When I was at American University, I remember you'd be in the gym sometime, and it'd be like some law students, like future barred attorneys and stuff, be the ones throwing up the heavy weights and stuff. And even playing sports. I remember this law school football team played against this other team, and the other team at first they didn't see what the law students looked like, And they were like, oh, we'll beat them. They just dorky law students. Then they came out, they were like, and this was like in an intramural league where there was actual hitting. Man, those law students were fucking people up. Fucking people up. And then it did go into like the moot court or something like that. Where it was of law firms and stuff. In fact, I remember one year, man, I was playing in this rec league with a bunch of attorneys and stuff. And these dudes were balling like a motherfucker. So, you know, you talking doctors, PhDs. I remember one of the gyms I worked at had this dude, he was a superior athlete. But he's also one of the smartest human beings I ever known. PhD. In fact, at that same gym, shit, we had a lot of members, attorneys, practicing attorneys. Like, doing well and everything, smart. You got to be smart to get through law school and then pass the bar. And then, I mean, these dudes were just, they would just throw up weights. In fact, speaking of the legal thing, at the D.C. courthouse, there was this one judge. I don't know if I need to call his name, but he used to scare the shit out of people. I used to sit in his courtroom sometimes, watch him scare grown-ass men and shit. They said that dude could deadlift more than the U.S. Marshals did. Look, let me tell you something now. One of the things that people got to get out of is the either-or thing. The either-or thing. Because let's be real, some bullshit. It's like that nerds versus jock thing. Well, we're smarter than them and everything. How the fuck you know? You making more money than they are? Shit. And I bet you you take somebody who's hitting the gym, and they get an advanced degree, you put them on like some IQ test or something like that, or any measure of intelligence, and put them up against someone who's supposedly smarter, you know, but doesn't like work out or something, or kick their ass. Let's just be real with it. Because I'm going to tell you why. A little bit I take that person, because a lot of times people like, they'll come at me or something, and I don't say anything. They say, oh, he's just a big dude and stuff, but then I hit him. With some shit. And I've seen plenty of dudes like that, because you just never know. Shit, let me shout out Cousin T-Talk. Somebody might think, oh yeah, he's just a big dude. He just, trains male exotic dancers. Man, that dude speaks 7 languages, and he can get into some deep stuff, like neuropsychology type of stuff. I was like, shit, that dude is like genius level. And you got a lot of dudes like that, man. But one of the things I found with these guys, though, no matter what, whether they were future doctors, current doctors, attorneys, PhDs, judges, shit, U.S. Military Academy, or shoot, let's take it even further. If you talk about some federal law enforcement agencies, FBI, Drug Enforcement Administration, especially FBI, you got to be highly intelligent to get in there, but you also got to pass a physical test. Like if somebody would have say, yeah, I was in FBI, ask them what their physical test score was. Seriously, ask them what their physical test score was. Because there was a content creator, I ain't gonna call his name, but if I bothered to engage in them about it, I say, oh, what you get on your physical test, man? Because you got to be in shape. I got some friends who were in the FBI. They had to be like up there in intellect. A couple of attorneys and everything. Damn, girl, I see you from here. But here's the thing. Just because you're smart, you read books, whatever, you don't mean you can't work out too. There's no excuse not to do both. Mind and body. Like I said, you get these like elite prep schools, they make you play a sport. Most of them. In fact, I would ask somebody, shoot, find me the one that don't make you have to do it. Because I'm sure there might be something. But even then, most of the students, even at that store, even at a school that says you don't have to like play a sport, most of the dudes there are going to play a sport. See, here's the problem, man. Just because, look, ain't no law that says, no law, no rule, nothing in life that says you can't be both strong mentally and physically. Because how much time you spend in a gym? How much time? Couple hours, 3 hours at the most? Who's to say you can't come out of that gym and like head to the library or got your book collection at home? Seriously, as much as I promote body game, in fact, y'all know I be reading. In fact, I'm going to give y'all two things. First, I'm going to give y'all a link to my Deep Thought channel, right? Look at the book, what I got on the bookcase. Just that one shelf. Just the one shelf. And then I'm going to share something else I did when I was talking about the books I read and stuff. And I just a few of the books, ain't even all of them. In fact, many people hit me up and say, hey, can you do another one? Can you do another one? I probably will. Not right now, though. I got to get ready to pack them and stuff where I'm about to move. But here's the point, though. You don't have any excuse. You don't have any excuse. And I take that back. Only excuse you got is you physically handicapped. You just physically can't move. You should be able to do both. You know? You should be able to do both. Like I said, if you look at some of these like agencies, shoot, you got the guys are talented. Shoot, you're special forces. People think they just some shooters or something. Those dudes can speak other languages. I mean, come on. Who says you can't do both? And I have no sympathy for somebody who don't. No, I don't have no sympathy. Fuck the bullshit. You better say you just physically handicapped. You can't move. And even then, I knew a guy who was a wheelchair athlete, and he was muscular. He was a player too. But seriously, you got some wheelchair athletes out there and stuff. They ain't using some excuse. You can be smart. You can be very intelligent, highly intelligent, high IQ. In fact, I'm gonna tell you what. I remember there was this dude. This is a dude I met back in the 6th grade. That dude, he was like the top student in the school and stuff, because I was at a school that went to the 8th grade. For those in the DC area, Brookland Elementary. It went to the 8th grade though. And his brother named Yusuf. And that dude, I mean, he was like the top student, but then people feared him when they play football or something. That dude was vicious as shit. And he was big. He had a good size to him and everything. I mean, you guess, yeah, I mean, that's just normal. Who says you can't do both? Look at Barack Obama. He played ball in high school and stuff. He probably, if he didn't go to Harvard, he might have been able to walk on some team. Might have been able to walk on there. Might have been. Because I remember when he was running for president and stuff, the first time, he played a pickup game with University of North Carolina players. He was hanging in it. He was hanging in it and stuff. He was balling right with them and stuff. Who says you can't do both? And that's always been my philosophy. In fact, let me shout out Cousin T-Tar again. He used the term Malik. That guy who was a combination of, Pookie and Ray Ray, but also Carlton. He was physical, could play sports and everything, but could also do some intellectual stuff. And shoot, let me shout out Cousin T-Tar again. That dude's a musician. So who says you can't do both? See, if somebody say, well, this is better, how's it better? How's it better? It means you're stunted if you can only do one thing. So even for the dudes who are more on the physical side, ain't nothing stopping you from picking up a book. Nothing stopping you from picking up a book and stuff, increasing your intelligence. I'm going to be focusing on that more too. Being balanced between mind and body. Ain't no excuses. And if you are intellectual, shoot, you should be able to, what's stopping you? I've known PhDs, doctors, judges, attorneys, and stuff. Some high IQ people, shit, they get down with you on the ball court, weight room, whatever. So I had to say something about it. So there ain't no excuses. Ain't no excuses. There ain't nothing you could say that'll be an excuse. Because like I said, nothing. No, I take that back. Like I said earlier, if your ass is totally paralyzed, but if your ass is totally paralyzed, you shouldn't be watching this video any damn way. So if your ass can move, you can do it. I mean, I remember the gym. I remember one of the gyms I was, another gym I was working at. Shoot, one of the most diesel dudes. I remember I told that story about this dude walking out in a snowstorm to get back some people off his car. This dude was musty. He just had on a t-shirt. That dude was an engineer. Had another dude there. That dude was, he could bench 400. He was a boxer, but he was a highly paid financial person. Oh, and let me shout out the equalizer. People in my private group know who the equalizer is, the real equalizer. Shoot, that dude's a genius and physical. He showed some video. He showed some like IG videos of him working out. Ain't no excuses. Shoot, let me shout out Dr. Anwar Dunbar, former basketball player. Dr. Goodbar. Shoot, master teacher BGS. He went to the high school he went to play ball. So he could ball, he could coach ball. And you know how smart he is. So who says you can't be both? And yeah, I feel this one. I feel this one because that's always been me. I can hit the books. I'll take an IQ test. I'll challenge anybody on that shit. And then I can get down in the weight room at my age. So I told you, I feel that. And there's no reason you can't be both. There's no reason you cannot be both. It's no excuse. No excuses, really. Shoot, even that one I gave as a possibility, well, shoot, you shouldn't be worried about everything I'm talking about then. You got bigger things to worry about. So I don't want to hear that. Because if you look at, even if you look at the men who run this country, the CEOs, you be talking to them, you be finding out, oh yeah, used to play ball, yeah, used to do this. Shoot, the gym I work out at, these are business owners in there, corporate types in there. Yeah. Ain't no excuses. Shoot, the military, the men who run this country. I don't care about all this stuff about feminism and stuff. The men who run this country. Oh, they working out too. So I don't want to hear that bullshit. All right? You think on this. And like I said, I give you the links to show you what I can do. Show you how I read. You ask yourself, look at what I'm talking about and say, oh, I'm reading that shit. They ain't for the dumb. They ain't for just the meathead or something. All right? So anyway, that's all I got, y'all. Get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.